Hello and welcome to this Gander at the Gospel. This is Pastor Dave Schruffler. I'm the pastor at Zion Lutheran Church in Hummelstown. It's time to do a Gander at the Gospel, time to take a look at how God might be calling us through the Gospel. This is for tomorrow, for January 17th. It is the second Sunday in Epiphany, and this Gospel comes to us from the Gospel of St. John, the first chapter. The next day, Jesus decided to go to Galilee. He found Philip and said to him, "Follow me." Now Philip was from Bethsaida, the city of Andrew and Peter. Philip found Nathanael and said to him, "We have found him about whom Moses and the law and also the prophets wrote, Jesus, son of Joseph from Nazareth." Nathanael said to him, "Can anything good come out of Nazareth?" Philip said to him, "Come and see." When Jesus saw Nathanael coming toward him, he said of him, "Here is truly an Israelite in whom there is no deceit." Nathanael asked him, "Where did you get to know me?" Jesus answered, "I saw you under the fig tree before Philip called you." Nathanael replied, "Rabbi, you are the Son of God. You are the King of Israel." Jesus answered, "Do you believe because I told you that I saw you under the fig tree? You will see greater things than these." And he said to him, "Very truly I tell you, you will see heaven opened and the angels of God ascending and descending upon the Son of Man." The Gospel of the Lord. You know, feet are some of the strangest things that we have as part of our body. At least that's my opinion. I've seen some really beautiful feet. I have seen some downright ugly feet. You know, feet can be beautiful. Feet can be smelly. Some people even have those uh, really interesting feet that have six toes or webbed toes, right? But feet allow us to do incredible things. I mean, first of all, we can't walk upright if we don't have feet. But besides walking and balancing and running and hopping and jumping and kicking and dodging, right? We use feet analogies all of the time to talk about different things in life. Some people need to be reminded to keep their feet on the ground, and some people have feet of clay. Others are afraid to get their feet wet. Some people are footloose and fancy free. And then there are people like myself who have two left feet. So I know a couple of people who will never foot the bill. Anyway, we spend a lot of money in this country doing things to try to make our feet look better, right? We get pedicures. Um, we buy expensive shoes to put on our feet. There are stores and employees of stores whose their only job is to try to make our feet look better and feel more comfortable. We spend a lot of money on things like foot massages, reflexology, right? So feet are some of the really interesting parts of the body, like I said. In the gospel lesson that I read today, there are a lot of people who are on the move in our gospel lesson. Jesus is on his way out of town, going somewhere else. We have Philip running to Nathanael. So there's a lot of foot traffic in this text. But not everybody is footloose and fancy free. There are some who have feet of clay. Jesus is pounding the pavement. He's on the move, searching for potential followers. Early in arriving in Galilee, he calls Philip, and he says to Philip, he says, "Follow me." Now, we have no idea how that calling affected Philip, except, we don't know what questions came to his mind. We don't know what fears he might have had. We only know that immediately Philip runs to find somebody else to share this good news. Did you ever have one of those infections in your toenails? I get this from time to time. About every 4 or 5 years, I get this really gross infection in one of my toenails. It seems to come out of nowhere. I don't know where it comes from, but don't you feel, or I feel, I've taken a picture of this toenail to show other people, or I say to my wife, "Hey, come and take a look at this," right? We are willing to call people to come over and look at something like a gross toenail, but how willing are we to also say to people, "Hey, come and see Jesus"? one of the best pieces of news we have out of this gospel lesson is that Jesus is not sitting and waiting for people to come to him at the temple, right? Jesus is on the move. He's out there. He's searching for people. The gospel of Jesus is infectious because Jesus is infectious. He seeks to spread this message. The lesson says, the gospel lesson says that Jesus decided to go to Galilee. You know, that word that's rendered decided really should be rendered as compelled, or he was purposed. Jesus needed to go to look for people. So the feet of Jesus are active. They're moving. They're searching. And we see that in the Gospels, not every person is so willing to run to Jesus, right? Here we have Philip who runs to Nathanael, and Nathanael obviously has feet of clay. And we have to wonder, why did Philip run to Nathanael? They were probably friends. Philip is one of those that feels compelled to share something with someone. Nathanael is one, he's the negative person. He's the pessimist. He's like, what good can come out of Nazareth? So we would think that Philip would have known that Nathanael's not going to have a great reaction. And still he runs. Something compels Philip to share this message of Jesus with Nathanael. But we see it time and time again, right? Somebody meets Jesus, and their encounter with Jesus just changes their life. They drop whatever they are doing and they follow, or they run to tell someone else to come along with them and follow. Or someone hears about the story of Jesus, and when they meet Jesus, they are just so moved by his love and mercy and grace. But we are not always as willing as Philip, are we, to hit the bricks for Jesus? Philip is a rare breed. All of the disciples were a rare breed when they were just willing to drop everything and follow, to become an instant evangelist or to become an instant disciple. We tend to be a bit more subdued when it comes to following someone or something, we know a lot of people who would rather dip their toe in the water than to jump right in feet first. But it doesn't have to be as hard as we make it out to be. This would be a great evangelism text. One we could just say, hey, Jesus says, or Philip goes to Nathanael and says, come and follow me, and Nathanael follows, right? I think that's a bit disingenuous to say that it's that easy. I wish that we could feel more compelled to just, or more comfortable and compelled to just go to people we don't know, people we hardly know, and to say, come and follow me, to see Jesus. But, that's one of the things that we are called to. So the best evangelism program that ever existed from the very beginning. It involves two things: shoe leather and vocal cords. One person having been so moved, so infected by Jesus and his message, that they run to another person, whether it's a neighbor, a friend, a family member, even a stranger, and they say, hey, come and see Jesus. It doesn't have to be a convoluted package. It doesn't have to be a really expensive evangelism program. It just needs to follow a simple formula. Find something that you love to do, an activity that you love and you want to share with others, and in those relationships that you form with people, you can then share with them. As you get to know them, you can share the love of Jesus, the way that Jesus has impacted your life. I saw a refrigerator magnet one time, and it had two captions on it, or two panels on it. The pictures were exactly the same, the top one and the bottom one exactly the same, but they differed in just a little bit. The top picture was called Evangelism Part 1, and the caption underneath that said, yeah, I go to church. The caption below, same picture, it said, yeah, I go to church. Want to come with me? Could it be that simple, my friends? So I hope that that's helpful to you this week, this Gander at the Gospel. Thank you for joining me. I just so much enjoy that people might want to log on or just hear something that I have to say. Remember, your faith is not what theologian you follow. It's not what version of the Bible you have. Your faith is how you actively live out that faith by sharing your love with others, serving others, putting others first, being an evangelist, being a disciple for Jesus. Go out and be someone's thankful today. God bless you.